Welcome back to day 2 of the Activate Your Womb Power Challenge. I'm Lily Augustin. I'm a light worker and a womb wisdom guide, and I am so excited to guide you through today's challenge because we are going to be accessing your superpower. You have so many superpowers in each phase of your cycle, but we're going to really focus on one today, one superpower of the phase of the cycle that you are in today. So, if you are experiencing a menstrual cycle, not on hormonal birth control, copper IUD is also counted in this category. You are going to look at the 4 phases of your menstrual cycle, and I'm going to walk you through how to figure that out today. If you are on hormonal birth control, or if you're not experiencing a bleed, you are going to be looking at the moon phases and what different superpowers go with the moon phases. So I'm going to start out with the menstrual phases, and then I'll go into the moon phases. Okay, but let's start by finding out what menstrual phase you are in. So there are 4 phases to your menstrual cycle. There is menstruation, which is usually day 1 through 14 of your cycle. So that's like the first day you bleed is day 1 of your cycle. So that's day 1 through 7. Then you have your follicular phase, which is your pre-ovulation phase. That is usually days 8 through 14. And then you have your ovulation phase, which is usually days 15 through 21. And then you have your luteal phase, which is your premenstrual phase, which is usually days 22 to 28. If you are on a 28-day cycle, this is kind of like a rough estimate of what those days look like. Again, there's a lot of factors that play into this date range, and if you come join me in our Redefining the Modern Woman workshop that open enrollment opens on Sunday, you will learn all the details of really harnessing in on these numbers. But today we're going to keep it simple. Okay, those are rough estimate numbers of your cycle for if you are experiencing a 28-day cycle. However, not everybody does experience a 28-day cycle. I experience like a 33 or 34-day cycle, so we are going to find how long your cycle is today, what day of your cycle you're on, what phase of your cycle you're in, so that you can then embrace that superpower. Now, hang here with me because we are going to do some math. Do not turn off this video because I just told you we're going to do math, because it's easy math, and it's going to make you feel really good coming out of it. Okay, so if you're experiencing menstrual cycle, this is for you. If you're experiencing a bleed. Now, first we need to figure out how long your cycle is. So if you do not keep track of when you bleed, like on your calendar or on an app or on a phone, that is totally fine. We'll walk you through the moon phases that you can access right now, and then I highly recommend you start keeping track of that so that you can start accessing these superpowers. And when you sign up for this challenge, you also would have received a cycle tracking guide that gives you all the details on how to track your cycle. So you can do that after this challenge if you don't already keep track of what day you started bleeding. Now, if you do keep track of what day you started bleeding, I'm going to ask you to look back 2 months. So not last period, but the period before that, because we're going to count roughly how long your cycle is. So I'm going to invite you to pause this video to go check what that first day of your bleed was, full flow, not just spotting, but full red blood. It will be day 1 of your cycle. So I'm going to ask you to go look 2 months ago, find day 1, and then count all the way till you get to day 2. So you'll probably count roughly between 24 to 36 days is kind of a rough, healthy cycle. So you're going to count and see how long your cycle is. And then you're going to come back to this video, and we're going to do the next math. Okay. So now that you know how long your cycle is, roughly, because again, this may change from month to month, and we go into detail on this in our extended workshop, but now that you know roughly how long your cycle is, now we need to figure out how long each phase of your cycle is. Again, we're going to go more into detail about this in the workshop, but to keep it simple, we are going to divide this by 4. So if you have a 28-day cycle, each phase of your cycle is going to be 7 days. So you're going to divide whatever that number of your cycle is by 4. It'll probably be somewhere between 7 to 8 days. Okay, now's the exciting part. So that was step 2. Step 1 was go count how long your cycle is, starting with day 1 as the first day of your bleed, and then counting until you hit the next first day of your bleed. Then you divided it by 4 to figure out how long your cycle is. Now we need to figure out what day of your cycle you are on today. So I'm going to ask you to go back and look into your calendar again. Go look at the last period you were on count day 1 of your bleed as that full red bleed, count that as day 1 of your cycle, and then count until you reach today. And that's what day of your cycle you're on. And that's going to look different for everybody. So pause this, go find what day of your cycle you are on today, and then we're going to keep going. So now we know what day of the cycle we're in today. So now what phase are you in? I can give you an example. On Saturday, I will be on day 11 of my cycle. So I recorded this prior to this actual you hearing this. So the day that you are hearing this, I'm on day 11 of my cycle, which means I am in my inner spring or my follicular phase in pre-ovulation. Now I know what phase I'm in, now I can start harnessing the superpower, and so can you. So now that you know what phase of the cycle you are in, like I said, a little bit of math, but like fun math. Now we can really start harnessing those superpowers. So hold on to knowing what phase of your cycle you are in. And I'm going to give you guys one superpower for each of the different cycle phases, and then it's up to you to take that into your daily life. So if you are in your menstruation phase right now, you have this beautiful gift of deep inner knowing. Your intuition is at its most heightened right now, and you have this deep sense of just knowing what is right for you. And just this beautiful ancient wisdom is running through your body. So your superpower and your challenge for today is to first off allow yourself to rest, because you're in your menstruation phase. Your hormones are at an all-time low right now, and you really need that rest period. But to bring in any big life decisions, anything that you've been seeking clarity on, to meditate on it today and see what answers come up. That is your challenge. Okay, if you are in your follicular phase, which we already figured out which phase you're in, so I won't repeat that to keep this video not too long. If you are in your follicular phase, which is the phase I am in right now, you have some heightened creativity superpowers going on. So your challenge for today is to express yourself creatively in whatever that looks like for you. That might be art, that might be dance, that might be work. Whatever your creative outlet is, try going full force and just trusting yourself in it and see what happens. Don't think too much about it, just let that creative, divine, feminine energy flow. Okay, if you are in your ovulation phase, your challenge for today is you are a boss babe today. Like, you can do everything. You are on top of the world. So your challenge for today is to get on top of some of those projects you've been procrastinating on and use that superpower of productivity and being able to do it all and get those projects either started or finished. Okay, if you are in your luteal phase, your challenge for today is you have this deep discerning wisdom. So your luteal phase, you really, this is our phase where we can tell it how it is. We really know what's aligned for us and what's not. So I invite you to lean into that today. Precaution, you are feeling everything a little bit deeper today, so now is not the time to make those giant decisions, but today is the perfect day to journal about what feels out of alignment in your life and what kind of different structures you can put in place to make that feel more in alignment. So your challenge for today is to lean into that discerning ability that you have, start journaling about it, and making plans to help you feel even more in alignment. Okay, so that was for your menstrual cycle. Now, if you are not experiencing a bleed, if you are on hormonal birth control, you are no longer experiencing this hormonal cycle that I just talked about, but you are being influenced by the moon. So your challenge for today is going to be tapping into the moon phase that we are in right now, and we are in the new moon. So this is a time for rest, for setting new intentions. So your challenge for today is to allow yourself some space for rest, to really allow yourself to slow down, not have to be all of it, not have to do all of it, but allow yourself to have some rest in your day, whatever that looks like for you. That could be 1 minute if that's all you can get, but allowing that space for yourself to rest is your challenge for today. Awesome, those are our challenges. Now, if you really loved this material, head over to the ebook that you got yesterday, because in that ebook it goes into even more detail about the moon cycles, and it is supplementary. It has a lot of backup information for all of this. So head over and check out the ebook. Also, stay tuned for us tomorrow because I'm sending you guys on an intuitive quest tomorrow, and I'm so excited to announce how we're actually going to do that. So definitely stay tuned for the video tomorrow that you'll get tomorrow morning. Also, open enrollment for my new upcoming workshop called Redefining the Modern Woman, which is a 4-week intensive workshop where we really deep dive into all of this information that we're covering in this challenge. Open enrollment starts on Sunday. You'll only have a week to sign up, and the beautiful part is because you are part of this challenge, because you said yes to activating your womb power, you guys have access to the sign up on Sunday prior to me announcing it to anybody else. So there's limited space available. There's only 10 spots available. So if you want in for this workshop, definitely claim your spot on Sunday before I open it up to the wider public so that you can save your spot and be in on this. So today's challenge correlates to the second workshop in our workshop series, or the second day of our workshop series, where we're really going to deep dive into all of your superpowers. We're really going to help you find what day of your cycle you're on, and you have so many beautiful gifts. So I just listed one for each phase, but you have so many beautiful gifts for your menstrual cycle, and we're going to dive in how to use the moon cycle to complement your menstrual cycle. We're going to dive into all of these beautiful things. So that day is really, you're going to come prepared for what gifts you have, for learning how to understand the unique gifts that you have, and for the precautions of what you may or may not want to do in each phase of your cycle, and how to communicate throughout the phases of your cycle, because your communication skills change in each phase, and this is so valuable for learning how to communicate with your partner, with your friends, with your family, and how to help them communicate better with you. Okay, so if you love that idea, if you loved today's challenge, definitely come join us for the workshop. I would love to invite you into this beautiful program. It's going to be such a deep healing experience with knowledge, healing, and activations to really come into this journey of self-discovery for you. Okay, I love you guys so much. Good luck on the challenge for today. I'm sending you all my love as you take these superpowers into your day and observe them. Observe how they play a role in your day and try to activate them within your day and really activate that superpower. I love you guys so much. I will see you tomorrow.